What's happening, cinephiles? This is Dan.
This is Zach.
And we are the Feature Fellas. Welcome to the Disaster Debate. Hey Dan, do you want to see how I can bend some here?
Yeah. React to that. That's the longest thing I've ever seen in my life. What was my reaction supposed to be there?
They wanted a reaction. Bending it. I made a tornado.
We need to get the TV remote to stop. This week, we're looking at 2010's Avatar: The Last Airbender, based on the anime, cartoon, TV show, show.
Probably.
Is it an anime?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, 5% on Rotten Tomatoes.
5? Ooh.
Is that lower than Movie 43? I think that was 5 too.
Ooh, 5.
Yeah.
That's been harsh.
Yes. Now, right, quick detour before we carry on. I only recently discovered how Rotten Tomatoes works.
Okay.
Right, so the 5% is basically the 5% of people that said this film was decent to good. Do you know what I mean? It's not people. It's not 5% people going, "This is amazing." It's literally 5% of people saying, "This is good." Doesn't have to be the best film ever.
Right. Okay.
So
So, it's
realistically,
5% of positive feedback.
We should maybe move to the audience scores. I think that might give us a bit more leeway. So maybe we'll change the audience scores.
So it's basically saying 5% of the 100% that spoke about this film
said it was
good.
all right to
That
good.
makes
Do you know what I mean?
far more sense.
It could have been like a 3 out of 5. And that counts as a positive score.
Because I thought, like, when you said 5%, like, on these films are being down below 10%,
Yes.
it just felt brutal.
Yes,
but
I agree.
that makes far
But
more
yeah,
sense.
maybe we'll move to the audience score. But for now, 5% Rotten Tomatoes critic score.
Okay.
What are we saying about that?
I mean, yeah, knowing that now, I guess it's
You see things differently now. Don't
Yeah,
you?
it's kind of like, all right, fair.
Yeah,
I guess.
You
It's not really. I wouldn't think this would be a critically acclaimed.
No. So IMDb is a little bit different. 4 out of 10.
Oh, so that's more of an accurate.
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
right,
yes.
okay,
So
okay.
that's more of an aggregated score.
Yeah.
4 out of 10.
Yeah.
I think that's kind
right.
of on the money. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's all right. And then Letterboxd again coming in, hate this film. 1.1.
Letterboxd hate everything.
They do. That's why I liked them with the Letterboxd scores because they just hate everything unless it's like a 24-hour
What is it
house
out
film.
of 5?
Out of 5, so 1.1.
Yeah.
1.1. I think that's a little bit nasty.
I mean, it is, but they're all like arty-farty.
That's what I mean.
weirdos,
They like all the A24s. They don't like anything else. Unless it's Speed Racer. They seem to love Speed Racer.
No
Really
idea.
weird. You've never seen Speed Racer?
No.
Anyway, we won't get into that. So yeah, some little fun facts about this. There wasn't that many, considering the film it is. I thought there'd be a lot more.
Oh, okay.
Considering it's M. Night Shyamalan, I was expecting some fun stuff.
God, it is, yeah.
Yeah,
I completely
but
forgot
there's
that.
nothing. There's nothing really. So the OG producers of the show were executive producers here, but they ended up absolutely hating the end product. They tried to stop it getting made, couldn't do it because the studio had invested so much money, and then they just hate it. So they just hate it.
Yep.
I mean, obviously, I haven't seen the show, neither of you,
No.
but it's obviously a very popular show, like
Yeah.
incredibly popular.
So we've literally, for both of us, like, this is all we've seen. We haven't seen the...
I've seen an episode of the new Netflix show.
Okay, so I've seen
I thought
nothing of the new Netflix. I've seen nothing of the animated series, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So this is literally all we have to go off for Airbender.
Yeah, and funny enough, just before we move on, the Netflix show has worse CGI than this.
Oh, really?
Oh god, it's terrible. The
Oh,
green
wow.
screening is horrendous.
He said it for all
I
you.
yeah,
Netflix
I did.
Airbender
It's
lovers
horrible.
out there. He hates it. He says you
This
also.
was supposed to be a trilogy. I swear we've covered so many films that are supposed to be a trilogy that never actually go there.
I'm pretty sure is this a point where it says part 1 or chapter 1?
Does it?
I swear.
Isn't the film broken up into chapters, or am I just?
No,
I'm
I
dreaming?
think there is only a chapter 1,
Right.
and then obviously.
Yeah, it was a planned trilogy that never
Yeah, that makes
never
a lot
got
of
made.
sense.
But it's not that it like flopped at the box office. It made a decent amount, but with the marketing and all that, it didn't do enough to warrant the sequel.
Yeah, you got to make like.
And
bang.
they went hard with the marketing on this as well because they
Yeah.
knew what they had on the
Yeah,
hands.
it's kind of one of those. You either got to make bank or it's got to become a bit of a cult classic to get
I agree.
a remake.
And Dev Patel, who was really young in this, well, looks
this
really
is
young.
probably just post Skins.
Maybe I've seen him in Skins. He looks well young in that. But yeah, this was early on.
Yeah, I think this might be like his first.
Well, this is what 14 years ago.
Yeah, really.
14 years ago, and he's only just started directorial debut.
His first proper movie role. I think.
Yeah, I don't really know that much about him, to be fair. When was Slumdog Millionaire? He is Slumdog Millionaire, isn't he?
Yes.
Yes. So when was that?
Around the same time.
Oh, was that 2009?
So yeah, I'm not good with you.
No, but yeah, he hates it. He hated it. And I think he's a fan of the show, so kind of a bit weird that he made it and then went, I hate it.
So basically everybody who's part of this film hates it.
Maybe not M. Night Shyamalan. I feel like he protects this.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, I think so. I've seen him talk about it in the past.
Okay.
But like I think this is his lowest rated film, isn't it?
I mean, this is his most mainstream film as well, probably. This is the only time he's ever properly taken something like this on.
Sixth Sense. Oh yeah, no, but the Sixth Sense is his biggest film.
Yeah, it's his biggest film. But I mean, like, as in, taking on an actual...
Yeah, I think this is all he's done, isn't it?
Yeah.
And now he just does those weird films.
Yeah, his own thing.
Weird ones.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So without further ado, let's get into the review.
Let's do this.
Okay, so it starts with like the production cards and logos, and they're all like different elements. Yeah, I kind of like that.
I'm pretty sure that it pretty much opens on first chapter is water. So I think the first chapter thing was like in the start where it says chapter 1 water.
Oh yes, course.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is though, all the producer cards, like is it Nickelodeon this film? I think it's Nickelodeon, isn't it?
Yes.
And like Paramount, and they come up in like fire and air and that, and I really like that. Cool. And I think it kind of sets up the effects for what we're about to go forward with, because it looks good. This looks good. I like it. I'd said I'd never seen Avatar before, so I literally have no idea what to expect or any of the story. Like I had no clue on any of the plot here.
No, not at all.
So there's 4 nations, all the elements, and they all live amongst each other, and the Avatar has the power of all the elements.
Yes, they have a power, I think, to use all the elements.
Yes, so like the Avatar is like the holy man, isn't he? He can do it all.
He's like the god.
Yeah. And the Avatar was the only person who could communicate with the spirit world and keep balance, but then he disappeared 100 years ago.
Yeah.
That's the opening of this film. It's just a bit weird.
It's really odd.
Yeah,
it's
no.
Like, and I guess it's probably one of those where for people who are fans of this and know exactly what's going on, it's probably like, yeah, whatever, we know all this is going on. But for somebody who has no idea,
it feels really generic.
It feels really generic, but really, really weird.
Yeah,
like, for all that to happen within what 30 seconds, they haven't even started.
No, literally, yeah.
It's like the opening.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
No, it is. It's a big exposition dump, isn't it? It's just literally take this story.
It's
this is what we're
throwing
going to do.
a lot at you at once, and it's a bit. It doesn't. I mean, it never really makes sense, but yeah, it's confusing.
That is my biggest issue with the whole film as we go forward. It's just super confusing the way they've done the narrative. It's really weird. So we see this girl, and she's trying to strengthen her water powers.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, she's making some sort of big wave, and then she like soaks her brother, who happens to be there too.
Yeah. So they're sort of they're in like it looks like North Pole basically, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. It really does.
So yeah, she's sort of like messing around with like ice as well, I think. So I think it's sort of like she's making little ice balls.
At this point, though, I realise the water doesn't look like water; it looks like slime because it looks like thick. Do you? Like the way it moves.
Weird, especially when there's like scenes where it's water.
Yes.
And then the scenes where they're controlling the water. It's like
it looks like slime. Yeah, it's really weird. They again, we just get chucked so much story. Mm-hmm. The mother was killed, and these 2 siblings are essentially hunting for food to survive.
Yes.
So
they're part of like some sort of little Eskimo-looking tribe, really, aren't they? Of sorts.
Yeah. They got the big coats and that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the brother. This one, and like to say it now, we watched this film ages ago.
Yeah. So,
it's kind of funny though, because it proves that this is one of those films you watch and then you kind of just forget everything that happens.
Yeah. So it has been a while, but yeah, it's I mean, you're saying things to me now, and it's kind of coming back to me.
Yeah, no, I remember the opening as we're talking,
Yeah.
but I literally, if I hadn't written these notes down, I would have had to watch it again.
Yeah, no,
because I don't remember what goes on. The brother hunts a seal, and this guy, whoever plays him, he can't act. He's terrible. He's absolutely awful.
He is bad.
Yeah, like, I don't know what else I've seen him in, but he's terrible.
No, I have no idea what else he's in. But yeah, it's really... I'm pretty sure he's got like... It's not his hair either, is it?
I don't think so.
It looks like a really obvious wig.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
But yeah, it's noticeable. I mean, the rest of them are actors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's nothing noticeable, but he is like...
He's terrible.
Oh my god, he sticks out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, he's really bad. And I said at this point, the green screening is really bad.
Yeah,
it just,
great.
like, the CGI is pretty good.
Yes.
But I mean, a lot of things are green screened here. It looks so noticeable.
I mean,
I know it was 2010, but still, it looks bad.
Yeah.
And we had Avatar in 2009. So when you put those things together,
it
looks
like
terrible.
Probably 90% of this film was done in a studio.
100%, like, if not 100% of it.
Yeah,
Like,
it
bad.
didn't seem like anything was actually on set, which is a shame, really, because the sets are really cool.
Oh yeah, no, there's some really cool things in here. So he smashes some ice and the whole river starts to crack underneath him, and we see someone in the ice. The brother says it's probably the Fire Nation trick, and she starts to smack the ice and she like flies backwards.
Yes, he kind of pops up, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
He's underwater.
He's underwater.
Like a big cube.
Yes.
And then it kind of pops up, and then, they sort of like try interacting with the giant cube of ice.
When we talk about out loud, it's really silly.
I mean, we all, I don't watch Avatar, but I'm fully aware who Aang is.
Yeah, I know Aang.
You know what I mean? So you could see it's just him in an ice.
Yes,
cube.
yeah, of course. Now it's all coming back to me now. I'm really struggling to remember this.
So it's him in the ice cube, and it's like, he's just... Well, I literally wrote, right, so this bald kid appears with a giant mammoth thing. And that's basically what happens.
Yeah,
so,
that mammoth thing.
They're in the cube together.
Yeah, and that mammoth thing is like a massive fan favourite, isn't it? I can never remember his name, but like people who love the cartoon, they love this thing.
Yeah,
like,
honestly, I don't care.
Yeah, neither do I. I don't care.
Come at me, Avatar fans.
Yeah, no, I think this is going to piss off a lot of people who like Avatar.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I don't care.
We then see some kid on the floor, and they need to take him back to the village. Is that Aang?
Yeah, so I think they sort of hit it. There's like a big, almost like explosion, which kind of breaks the ice and breaks Aang out, and the mammoth thing. I'm pretty sure the mammoth thing is in there with him because it's a massive cube.
Big cube.
Yeah, I'm sure it is a massive cube, and I'm sure they're both in it together.
Right.
And then so they then here he is, little bald tattoo.
Little Wang, like yeah. Honestly, I just couldn't stop laughing at that the whole time I was watching it. It's like, this kid's name is just embarrassing, isn't it? Wang. Like,
no Wang.
No, I know that. I know it isn't. I'm quite aware. We see the kid on the floor. There's a giant animal thing. That's the big mammoth thing that I can't remember the name of. I will put it here when I remember, but I can't remember it right now. And then the brother gets like caught under it, and it's supposed to be like a comedy scene. It's supposed to be funny. It's really not funny.
Yeah, no.
That's a big thing with this film. The humor does not work ever.
No, it's sort of
like I said, as for a Nickelodeon production, you expect at least a few jokes.
Yeah, it's sort of silly, isn't it? You'd expect like silly humor.
And I mean, Nickelodeon have made some banging films.
Yeah, and I guess it is a bit silly. I'm sure there's kids out there who went, ha ha.
Yeah, maybe.
But
there's adults that definitely.
Yeah, I was going to say we are like we're not the target audience.
We see this kid now. He's bald, has tattoos on his head and back. Obviously, Aang. That is Aang. That is obviously Aang. And he said he ran away from home, but now we see he's got to get back home. This is where I was like, what is this story? What is going on? So he's run away from home, but he's got to get back home.
Yeah.
I just don't care.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
It's odd.
We then see Dev Patel.
Yeah.
This is like the intro we get to Dev Patel, and I think at this point, this was where he is like one of the main leaders of the Fire Clan, isn't
It's
he?
Prince Zuko.
Zuko, that's him. I think he's the comedy relief in the cartoon.
Oh, is he?
Maybe. I might be wrong there. Please don't hate me for that.
Not a clue.
But I think he's supposed to be funny. But
no, he's very serious.
Yeah, no, he is very serious.
In this.
Unless I'm thinking of the wrong character. But if I am, correct me in the comments.
No,
he asks them to bring all their elderly to the village. I don't remember why.
He does. I think so. Right.
I feel like I should have watched this last night. Just to
No,
remind
it's
myself.
fine. No, because this, even if you watch it though, it still makes no sense. So from what I can gather, because I remember watching this thinking, I have no idea how this whole chosen one, the
because he's like heir to the throne, isn't he?
Yeah, so
he's
of
heir
the
to
fire kingdom elements, however it all works. So yeah, he's like this sort of one of the best as using fire, and he's going around. I think they're all aware of. Is it the Airbender then? Is that the whole? I know it's literally called Airbender, but I'm assuming Airbender means the guy who can do everything.
I thought that was Avatar.
Oh,
that's the Avatar.
Okay, so sorry then, Avatar then.
The
right,
Avatar.
so I think they're aware of an Avatar existence. The Avatar is it is people.
Yes.
But they kind of come and go. So
yeah,
it could be,
yeah.
It's numerous different people.
Yes, yeah, that's
true.
So
I think they're aware. I think he's basically aware that the Avatar is around. He doesn't know where he is.
Yes, I think they're hunting for him, aren't they?
They hunt for the Avatar, and then obviously in their mind, because this guy is thousands of years old, they're looking for an old person.
Yes.
So he's going
You're
after the
absolutely
elderly
correct. Yeah,
to sort of be like, right, he's obviously an old guy,
Yeah.
not realising that he's been reincarnated as a child.
As Aang. I
Yes.
hate that kid.
Yeah.
I don't say that. I hate him. I hate that kid.
I mean, yeah. So that's.
I hope we're making that plot up because that sounds alright. I feel like I didn't get that from the film.
Yeah,
Do you know what
no,
I mean?
I sort of because I remember watching it and sort of trying to figure it out. I think that's basically what they're saying.
Okay. We're back on track. That's good. At least we know where we're at.
Yeah.
The sister of these, the siblings that were out earlier, they start making water.
Katara.
Katara, and do you know the brother's name?
Don't care.
Great name. She starts making water from her hand.
Yeah.
I thought you had to have like the element there and then you start doing stuff, but you can just kind of make it up, can't you?
Yeah, I mean they are surrounded by ice, so I don't know whether it's a case of you can just
do
drag it from the ground.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
They find the little bald kid. I kept saying bald kid because at this point you're not supposed to know it's Aang. Like if you've never seen it, or if you literally had no idea.
Yeah.
But obviously we all know it's Aang.
Yeah.
So they find Aang. Yeah, I kept writing bald kid. The man says he'll take him to his ship, or he's going to burn down this water village. So they take Aang on the ship.
Yeah, so I think he basically knows that he's aware of Aang being the Avatar.
This all happens in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
There's so much going on.
Yeah, there is so much.
The issue is it's so uninteresting.
No, it is.
God, I was so bored already.
Unfortunately, I think I've sort of done a better job of explaining what on earth is going on. Or we've done a better job of explaining what on earth is going on.
Oh no, I'll say you, because I don't know what's going on.
than this film, because it somehow it's made. I mean, if you think of what is actually going on, it's quite an interesting story.
This could be a really good film.
Yeah.
This could be. I feel like, and again, sorry to any Avatar fans out there, I feel like the cartoon is obviously supposed to be very good. Anything they've tried to do since that is not good, and they can't quite get that story around.
No, it seems like a bit of a mental world though that kind of needs to be left as a cartoon. Where you can agree. You can kind of do a lot with it, whereas making it into live action with all the stuff that's going on, it just seems very difficult.
I agree,
and I think especially with maybe the series explains a bit better because it's longer.
Yes.
Whereas to cram all this into a film.
Yeah, and I mean, is it 2 hours? No, it's just over an hour and a half.
I mean, it's a lot, isn't it? If you think of in 10 minutes, we've had all this information dumped on us.
Yeah.
And again, it's not in an interesting way.
It's boring.
It's really boring.
Yeah,
it is really boring.
The sister says this thing happened to Mom and they should fight for the boy, who is Aang. So they're going to go help Aang because this happened to them. And at this point I said the brother is so boring. Yeah, he is the most boring character.
Yeah, he's just there.
Again, I really can't even remember his name.
I don't know his name.
I keep going to say Ahsoka. I don't know why. It's something like that.
Don't you dare.
No. It's something similar along those lines.
Queen's name. Never. No, he's just there. I think he is, he gets later why he's there.
Yeah, I think he's supposed to be the comedy.
I was going to say,
but he's
I
not.
think he is, but no, he's not.
No. The sister says the boy is their responsibility, but they met him 10 seconds ago.
I know.
Why do they care so much?
I don't know.
It's so weird.
Yeah, this is what I mean, where I think in a series you could probably explain it better, where they've got more time for him. I'm assuming in the animated series he's there for a while, they grew a relationship.
Yeah, and I mean,
sort of thing.
I think the season's 9 seasons, maybe 7 or 9, something like that.
Fair.
And that's a long stretch of time to build these characters.
Yeah.
This is for people obviously if you like the show you're going to watch it, but if it was a blockbuster, so people went to watch it not knowing what it was. No. I would not have got anything what they were trying to talk about because I just don't know.
This kid turned up out of ice, they kind of thawed him out, he's gone, and they're like, he's my best friend, I love him. Cool.
So then we get to see that big animal thing, and this is how I was writing about this film. This big animal thing from earlier can fly because I don't know what's going on.
The bison thing can fly.
Yeah, and it has got a name, and again I will put it up on the screen because I can't.
Flying mammoth.
Fammoth. The fireboy brings his uncle to
Zuko.
Right. All right, at this point the characters were so uninteresting. I knew no one's name, and at this point
Zuko because Danny
Zuko, yeah, and we weren't supposed to know Aang's name, so I'm literally writing the fireboy brings his uncle, no name, to the bald kid. That's 3 characters with no name because I had no idea who they were. So he can run tests on him. It's really weird. It's just so weird.
Yeah, so
it's like a freak mutant.
So yeah, so they so he can, as you said earlier, he can speak to spirits.
Yeah, so this whole thing.
I think this is the first time maybe when he starts to speak to spirits.
Maybe, yes.
When he sort of ends up
Sounds like he's talking to the dead,
a bit of a dream kind of world. I actually wrote, why is he called an airbender?
Yeah.
Like, I don't really understand, because surely air is one of the elements?
Yes.
So why
not Aang the waterbender?
Well, why not Aang the avatar?
Well, I mean, doesn't that come to the end? Don't they
I guess so, but yeah, it's just a bit odd, whatever.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, so they take him into a room, and so basically they've kind of away. I think they pull his head down, and they see the arrow.
Yeah, and I love it because he's got these back tattoos as well. It looks like he's been doing really bad.
No, I know, and it's bizarre seeing it on
looks like he's been in prison.
Yeah, so they sort of like they sort of bring his hood down. He's got the arrow.
Yeah,
and I think as soon as they see the arrow, they're like, "Oh, you're obviously the avatar."
No way.
So then, they sort of bring to him a candle for fire.
Yes.
A stone for earth, and a glass of water for water.
Water, yes. Oh, he's a witch! So, at this point, I generally have no idea why... What's his name? Zuko?
Zuko. Danny Zuko.
I don't know why he asked for the elderly earlier. Because now this, Nan is just sat in her hut. The Nan says the tattoos... She says something about the tattoos and they haven't been seen in centuries, and she believes that he might be the Avatar. So there's still this old woman in this hut, and she's like, "You've got tattoos, you're the Avatar." So this happens just before, I think, what you were just talking about.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I think we might have just jumped over that a little bit, but that's fine. Don't worry about that. It's not that interesting, so it's okay. The spirit world isn't a normal world. It's all exotic and wild.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? So they almost make it a bit sepia.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That sort of weird looking, not quite black and white, not quite colour, sort of weird world, and it's all like misty.
It was a bit Chow Garden-y from Sonic. That's what it reminded me of. It reminded me of the Chow Garden.
It almost reminded me a bit of original Silent Hill.
Okay.
When it's just so it's almost like everything's foggy, and it's gradually over time that the fog kind of clears and you start to. Because I think you sort of hear the voice.
Right.
We don't see it, so we won't spoil yet.
No. Oh, excited. This is,
but yeah, we hear the spirit thing.
Yeah, they try to make it so interesting. It is literally. Honestly, I think at this point I was falling asleep.
Yeah, no.
Because my notes for this film are so bad because I just had no idea what was going on, and I was just like, "Oh, this is boring." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I kind of understood the main. It's the spirit world was when I went.
Yeah,
that was the one that I was like, this makes no sense.
Yes.
The rest of it, I can kind of wrap my head around what is going on, but then as soon as you start getting involved in the spirit world and all that, it's just too much.
It's clearly a very interesting story, just not translated well here at all. M. Night Shyamalan was really. He was loving himself here. Yeah. He thought he had the film.
I mean, I'm glad it's not, but Disney's about a 3-hour film.
This should, if this was going to be good or remotely good, it should have been over 2.5 hours at least. But 99 minutes.
I'm glad he wasn't though.
Yeah, no, God, no, I would never have been able to sit through that. Yeah. So this only the Avatar can communicate with these spirits from this world. So only Aang can do this. No one else. But this isn't this kind of the plot as well? Doesn't Zuko want to communicate with the spirit world, or am I just wrong in that?
Yeah, I think so. Because I think he sort of just wants. Well, he's basically sent out to capture the Avatar.
Yeah, the Avatar.
And I'm assuming because I don't really understand.
Oh no, sorry, no, I'm completely wrong. Sorry, I'm going to cut you off there. I wrote down, and this must be right because I wrote down when I was watching the film. The Fire Nation doesn't wish to live by the spirits. This is why they don't like the idea of the Avatar.
Okay,
so there we go. That answers our complete question.
Okay, yeah.
There we go. That's great.
Did I answer your question?
Fantastic. That is great. Again, I'm just going to read. I read this exactly how I wrote it. Back with Uncle Fireman. He's put fire, water, stone. Yeah, so we got that. We already passed. So I'm a little bit behind here. Zuko says that Anne is his prisoner, and he's taken him to the Fire Nation. But he does some mad moves and escapes the room. The fighting scenes are kind of fun. They're okay.
Oh, they're so stupid.
Yeah, they're not memorable. They're not memorable at all. But they're fun to watch.
I mean, this one is all right because he's sort of. It's almost like using the Force, basically.
Yeah, the gestures are so over the top.
I mean, it's stupid the amount of work they've got to do to produce anything. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, no, it is funny.
But I think at this point, this was the first time where he sort of seen his moves, and it was nothing too dramatic. It wasn't like he went over the top with it, which we get a lot of.
Oh, yeah.
But he was just kind of. he just kind of runs, and then just produces. He had a cane.
Yes.
That turns into like a flying device.
I think he flies when he's got this cane. So I've seen a clip from the cartoon where he's flying with this cane, and then I saw. So this is where I was getting confused. So in the cartoon, he's got this cane and he flies. Yeah. Right. Then in the live action Netflix one, he just flies like Superman, but he's just like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know, because he sort of like has this cane. I can't remember if he had it in the start. I'm assuming
I think,
so.
yeah.
I think he walks around with it, doesn't he?
Yes.
And then, he just kind of jumps off the ship and it starts like, it turns into a Inspector Gadget sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then just sort of like flies with it. Is it a propeller, or does it turn into like a...
Does it turn into anything?
I think so.
Oh, I don't remember.
No? Or
no.
Does it just start flying?
I feel like he just flies with the cane.
I think something comes out of it.
Maybe. But then he flies onto the big beast.
Yeah, who happens to go flying past at the same time. But even though we never... So, the kids, Katara and her brother, get on it.
Yeah.
We never see him again until now. Yeah. And they just happened,
Yeah, they just happen to be passing by at the exact moment where Mr. Avatar is flying off.
Yeah.
Yeah, really weird.
Finally. You can call him...
Aang, yes. We finally get to know his name. Yeah. So, he says he's got to go back to his home and the siblings say they're going with him, and the acting here is just... garbage, man. It's so bad. Yeah. I absolutely hate it. This is where
Sorry.
Go.
I'm pretty sure she calls him Aang and then asks what his name is.
No, I think she calls him the Airbender and then he says his name's Aang. So I've got here, Baldy's name is Aang.
Are you sure?
No, because I don't remember a frame from this film.
I was going to say, because I wrote it down, so I'm pretty sure she does actually... Is she... Oh, I'm going to imagine this now. Is she, like, narrating?
Oh, right, man, now you're asking too many questions. I genuinely...
Because I swear to God that she says Aang and then goes Aang, or she says something about Aang and then says, what's your name? And then he tells her.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
What I'll do, in the editing process, I'll put a little video here to see if we can get that clip. If I get that clip up...
find that clip.
We'll have a look. But anyway, Baldy's name is Aang. So he gets back home with the siblings, Katara and Mr. Man. The village seems empty and there's like a weird spider bat thing that like flies onto Aang.
Yeah.
I don't really remember it. It's in my notes, but I don't really remember it at all.
Yeah, it's sort of... It's weird. These are the air nomads.
Right.
Is what these people are called. They're almost like air monks, really.
Yes, they are.
This is the air... elemental, whatever, whatever they're called.
This is like their tribe, isn't it?
Yeah, the air tribe. That's what I'm looking for.
So you've got the four elements and they all kind of have their tribes.
Yeah.
And sometimes they work together and sometimes they hate each other.
Yeah, so this is the air tribes.
Yeah, so it turns out Aang was in the ice for about 100 years. So this kid's like 200 years old. At the very max. Like,
he looks great.
What I mean? He does look good for 200 years old, you know what I mean? So everyone in this village is dead. Pretty much.
Yeah, the fire, they've all been burnt.
They have been burnt.
So the fire...
I kind of like the village.
Yeah, it's cool. But the fire element come in and just wipe these guys out. Like.
Oh my god, so this part is incredible. There's like wind rustling through the village and no score. It's like The Happening all over again.
It
is. I was watching it and I was like, oh my god, he's done it again. So it's wind rustling through the trees.
All of a sudden, everyone starts launching himself off the cliffs. Like, no!
You get no score on all yours. It is so stupid. Yeah. This man is so self-indulgent in his films. It's crazy, but this is like a new level. It's so bad. Yeah. He finds a necklace he made for a monk a few years ago. I can't.
Yeah, it's really weird because I think pretty much as soon as you get there, you kind of see that there will be burnt to death.
Oh yeah, you do.
Like instantly, and it's just and the Katara and her brother sort of see it, and they're like. Aang, like stop, and he's just pegging it the whole time, like ignoring all these burnt up places, ignoring the fact nobody's there, ignoring everything, and just keeps running, and you just see everything around him is destroyed. And he's just there like ignoring it all, and then eventually he kind of gets to this like temple thing.
Yeah. He starts like floating in like this hurricane thing with his head all on fire.
Yeah, he kind of goes into like almost Super Saiyan mode, doesn't he?
He looks like Ghost Rider.
Yeah, he does.
So bad.
Yeah, so he just gets really mad.
So I said, I think, again, I might be totally wrong, and if I am wrong, then I really do apologise. But I think at this point he's in the spirit world, which is almost like in his mind.
Yeah, so I think he basically has the biggest temper tantrum ever.
Yeah, no, he does.
And it turns into him like going into the spirit world, because this is the first time I think we finally see the dragon.
Yes, and this dragon looks like the dragon from Overwatch. That's just in my notes.
Okay,
that was keeping me interested in the film.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, I mean, yeah, this dragon turns up, but it's almost like the spirit master.
Yeah.
And I literally wrote, "What the is going on?"
Yeah, no, that's the most accurate response to this film. There's just stuff happening. So the sister says her and the brother will help him with all of this, basically going forward.
Yeah.
And I can't remember who says this, but I read it in quotes, so someone said it. The banished prince, let's offer him lunch. Don't remember why I wrote that down. But it's in quotation marks, so someone said it.
Well, I mean, no. Yeah, probably.
No. Right, so...
I was going to say something bad there.
Yeah, no, let's not say that. So the plot here, I think, is absolute garbage. I'm just going to kind of... These are my thoughts as I was going through this film. We got to this point and I thought the plot was absolutely rubbish. Basically, the fire guy, Zuko, we've been following, was the rightful heir to the throne, but basically he was kind of silly.
Yeah, he got banished.
Yeah, so he's the banished prince who they offered lunch. Do you know what I mean? I'm only just laughing at this now. So he's been banished from the fireplace.
The fireplace. As if they're all there in the furnace. They've gone, not you. We don't like you anymore.
Get out.
Get out.
Until he finds the avatar. So the plot basically now is he has to find the avatar to become once again the rightful heir to the throne.
Yeah.
That's the super basic plot of this film. And it is as basic as it sounds, and it absolutely stinks. I hate it. In his time of banishment, he's not allowed to the Fire Nation, and he's not allowed to wear their armor.
Yeah.
And then Zuko he's a big baby, kind of stomps off like a big baby boy.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of fair. Like, you know, his dad's a bit of a dick.
Yeah, and I think I'd care more. And this is no bad mouth into Dev Patel because he's great, but he sucks in this, and his character sucks. I didn't care at all. He could have died 10 minutes in, and I wouldn't have cared.
Yeah.
I just hate this film.
Yeah, no, I know. I think he's probably the best part of it, though.
Really?
Well, as in, like, he's got a character.
He's got an arc.
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't care about it.
No. But as in, like, they've given him...
They tried.
Yeah. He's the only one who looks like he's actually trying to act.
I mean, that's just Dev Patel, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
he's naturally good.
No, he is good. But, I mean, like, yeah, he's the only one really in this film that's trying, really.
No, I can't even defend Aang. He's rubbish.
Yeah, no, they're all just there, and then you've got him. It's as if they're all living in their own little weird imaginary worlds, and like he's the only one existing, like in the real world.
And if I remember correctly, I think it's his. There's like an assistant, isn't there, to the Fire King's dad? To the Fire King.
Is it not his uncle?
Is that his uncle? He's a good actor.
Yeah,
he was quite good.
No, he was good.
I quite liked him. I don't know his name.
I don't know. Was this the part where you seen the reason why he got banished?
This is a fight scene, is what I've written down. Fire Prince fight down. So what's his name? Zuko. Fight some guys, and I liked the fight.
Oh no, because I'm pretty sure
we're really good here today.
Yeah, I know.
We're really
doing really well.
I'm
pretty sure. I mean, if it's not, I'll just say it anyway. So.
No one cares about the spoilers. No, that's okay.
No, but I don't know if this is the part of the film.
Oh, okay, that's fine. That's absolutely fine.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure he's banished because he basically, his dad, he had to fight his dad.
Yes, that rings a bell.
Yeah.
They have to fight and win.
Yeah.
To be the rightful man.
And he basically lost to his dad, and his dad went, "Get out."
Ha, loser, and yeah.
Can you imagine that, like?
I'd take on my dad. He fights some guys, and I think the fight scene's pretty good. It's shot well. I do like the CGI of the element bending stuff. I think it's quite cool.
Who's fighting now?
I don't know.
Wait. I think you've...
Wait.
No, you've jumped.
Have I?
Yeah.
No, I might.
Yeah, no, so you've jumped. So there's a bit where Katara is making ice out of water, which I never really understood.
We passed this.
No.
You sure?
Yeah, there's another bit of her making ice
out
of water.
There's more parts of it making ice.
Yeah, because do you remember when, it's come back to me now, so there's a bit where they're in, basically, she's trying to teach Aang how to use water.
Right.
And she starts controlling the water. So they're in like a river, and this is where you sort of first start to see the arm movements.
Right.
So she's like doing all this sort of thing, making. But I've never understood how she's a water element, but she keeps making ice, and I've never really understood.
I mean, technically it is water, I guess.
Yeah, but it's never really explained. Like ice and water are separate.
They are separate, but they are the same thing. Really.
I guess because she's lives in the North Pole, cold hands.
Yeah, cold hands.
That's
gotta be cold hands.
So yeah, I think she sort of does that. So yeah, she's trying to teach Aang how to make water. or use the element of water.
Right.
Then I know exactly where you are. So this is where you are now. So we go to, they've gone to a camp in the ground. What's the ground element? Ground floor?
Earth.
Thank you.
Floor! High floor! Bending the floor. That's incredible. That's the power I want to see. That's incredible.
The floor benders.
Yeah.
So they get to a camp. So basically, the fire people are going around like entrapping people and putting them in like in a camp of some sort.
Yeah.
And this is the start where Aang is like the savior.
Right.
It's almost a bit Jesus-y, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a bit like he is the Jesus Christ of the.
Yeah, and you did definitely just say the fire people going around putting people in a camp is not great, is it? Like, let's be honest.
Well, I mean, it is though.
Yeah,
it is what great. It is though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can't. What is it then?
No. You're on the money. I'm just saying it's not great.
No, it's not great. There's a big question. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm getting at now?
No, it is that. But so this is where Aang comes in as Jesus Christ of Nazareth, and just starts. Going to
airbending, yes,
bending.
Yeah.
And Dan. Let me just stop you there, friend.
Oh,
because this is my Oscar with the moment.
Best moment in The Last Airbender.
Whoa. Whoa.
Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo para darle alegría y cosa buena. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, hey Macarena.
I'd like to thank.
So yeah, at this point I was just confused. Some random kid has run into the empty village and we see some guards, police.
Yeah, they're the fire people. Isn't it?
Yeah, it's just
I mean,
people around.
The fire people. Yeah, I don't. It's never really explained how the fire.
Explained.
No, I mean that's the film. The Last Airbender never really explained.
Yeah, that should be the point.
But yeah, so it's I don't know where all these fire people come from. I don't know how they've taken over so many places. Yeah. I don't really understand what's going on, but somehow they've managed it and they're in charge.
Yeah,
and they've taken over everywhere and they're in.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, it's never really explained. They are just the bad guys.
Yeah, so basically the Fire Nation is trying to basically destroy all airbenders. How many times did I just say basically in that sentence? Yeah, but yeah, they're trying to basically destroy all the airbenders. That's kind of their thing.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to destroy all the elemental benders.
Yeah, so they've been to this village now and kind of taken down everyone. Now we go to another village, don't we? So
so basically Aang wins this one, and then you have like a montage of him just going from village to village of different elemental people, taking out, like saving them basically. Yeah. So they've been like sort of jailed.
Yeah.
Sort of, by the fire people. But again, we never see what the fire people do to capture them or to jail
I hate
them.
just staring at my notes, but I'm just like confused.
Yeah,
with the plot.
So
maybe I'm just terrible at taking notes for this film. But
this is kind of what happens now. Is we're basically just following Aang and the Katara and her brother wandering about, saving people. Yeah, so they're basically like a little montage of them.
Yeah, and this is there's a moment here where Aang just reveals he is the Avatar, like 50 minutes in, as if we didn't know.
Yeah, because I think that's the kind of big fight scene, isn't it? Because he kind of comes in with his, and then just
looks like Rocky.
We've got the big reveal, and then it's like, oh no, it's the Avatar. Yeah.
The Avatar, yeah.
There he is.
So Aang does all the airbender stuff, and I really like the effects of all the airbender stuff. I think I've said it a few times. Yeah. But it looks good. The fight scenes are cool as well. The action of this film, I think it's pretty well done.
I think the fight scenes stink.
Do you actually?
Well, it's just... I know it sounds really stupid, but it's so stupid.
Well, obviously.
Like, I hate the fact that there's got to be such a build-up all the time. Mm. Sorry.
No, you go for it, man. You get past
it. It's so stupid. Like, it's so stupid that you've got these... So, they, like... Instead of just punch each other, or instead of having... What would work...
you get stressed and you rub your eyes. That's my favourite thing.
What would work better, and I don't care about the animated series, for watching it as a film, what works better is if you have like the one or two people who are almost like archers of sort, that are doing this and using the flames and doing their ground and doing all that bollocks, but then people are fighting. But instead, nobody touch each other. They sort of stand about 10 metres away from each other, going... Yeah. Throw a little bit of flame. You're like, what is this? Like, what am I supposed to be watching
I think that's almost why I liked it, though, because the film was super serious and boring, and then when they start doing all...
I know, but
it looks so dumb.
No, it is dumb, and I understand that it's, it's stupid. But I just can't stand it. I just think, like, I just find it so weird. It's so strange that they've got there's such like a build up and there's such this like dramatic like ooh, what's gonna happen here, and then like especially when it's Aang, because he's literally like this little kid that's going doing all these stupid moves, and then he literally and then someone else told him just goes and they go ah! And you're like what's going on, like there's like 10 of you around him that can all produce flames, and not one of you kind of goes right, let's make a big off flame. Drop it on him. They're just kind of going, wait there. Oh, he got there first.
You've got to think, this one's only 99 minutes, but it's going to make it even shorter if they make one big flame. They've got to have their runtime. Like, half the runtime's
this. Stupid. It's so stupid.
So as far as I'm aware now, where we're at is the Fire Nation took the scroll of the waterbenders and hid it in this place.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. You can tell we like this film.
No, it is. I also noticed around this time, they were doing, I don't know if you noticed it, but they're doing a lot of zoomed in shots on their face when they're talking.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Like, but it's like, the camera is like there. Yeah. Like they're sort of having a conversation with each other, but for some reason it keeps shooting and it's literally just a face.
Yeah.
Talking all the time. Really weird.
Yeah, no, it is pretty weird.
But yeah, sorry, carry on.
No, that's fine. That's absolutely fine.
Forgot what happened.
The Fire Nation preys on weak villagers. The siblings say they should all go and save the other nations. Yeah, again, I think we already passed this.
Yeah, this kind of.
Aang said that he left before they fully trained him to be the Avatar. Said he doesn't know how to bend the other elements. Just, what a loser. I said.
Only one element, and you're the Avatar.
The worst
you
one.
Stink.
I'd way rather have fire. Which element you choosing? Fire's the best one. Fire's gonna be the best.
Yeah, probably.
Floor.
No, floor. I think floor would be great, to be fair. Because floor, you can't avoid the floor.
Floor.
No one can fly apart from the big mammoth.
Well, Aang can fly with his staff.
Oh, with his staff, but no one can actually fly.
He'd be taken off.
You know what
I mean? But why is the camera so close to everyone's face?
It's really weird. They keep like there's like I think this is like again probably doing the montage I was speaking about earlier, where they kind of like it seems to be whenever they're sort of talking to each other, it just zooms and it's just this is Aang's face, this is Katara's face, this is the brother's face. Yeah, no one cares about.
Yeah, I still don't know.
Let's zoom back.
Every time we talk about him, I'm going to put his name in flashing lights here.
No, let's just
because I don't know.
I mean, that's probably the most exciting thing he's ever done.
Yeah, 100%.
In this film.
So we're now in the Fire Nation's place, and they found the scrolls in the library, and they're basically planning on taking out the villagers and ruling the world. We've already got that. The Fire Prince says they're close by. Yeah, I think we've covered all this.
Oh yeah, so basically, I think I jumped ahead. So. I'll fill gaps. Yeah.
Go for it.
So this is Katara still trying to teach him. So maybe I jumped ahead.
You did,
yeah. This is the bit where she's teaching him how to use the water, and I think this is a bit where he's sort of like, for some reason, every time he tries to control water, he just brings it all.
Yeah.
He can't use a little bit, which makes less sense. Like surely
you just have a little splash,
with like a little splash, but somehow he just ends
brings
up
the whole
controlling the ocean and just can't control it. So that's a bit odd. Like I guess he's just so goddamn powerful.
Well, he does have a big tattoo.
Yeah, then this is the bit where he does child tattoos. I'm rigging child line. And then this is the bit where him and his dad have a fight, and I think this is when he burns him, isn't it?
So his dad burned him. So that's one thing we haven't mentioned. What's his name? Zuko is burnt. Burnt to yeah, he is a bit crispy, isn't it? And it turns out his dad did it to him to like teach him a lesson. I've got so many question marks in my my notes because I don't know what's going on.
Go on, I'll try and answer.
Well, that was it. He tried to teach him a lesson. His dad burnt him. Do you know what I mean? So many question marks.
Yeah. So his dad burnt him when they had a scrap because he needs. Well, as we said earlier, they need to beat their father. They need to beat the current king to
be the king. And again, this was where all my issues just kick in. Like the whole plot is just put on spoons and fed to you. Not actually figuring things out. It's going, this happened, and then we're spending time with the worst characters I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, no, it is. But then it's also... It is spoon-fed to us, but it also makes no sense because...
it doesn't make any sense.
But it's all just chucked into, like, 10-second, 30-second bits. Yeah. So as much as it's like here,
yeah.
you're also kind of going, and this happened, and then you're almost a bit like,
and then it doesn't give you the chance to fill in the gaps because it's too busy in flying to the next part or so you're showing us this. I don't get it. Like,
it's a bit like it does spoon feed you, but at the same time you're almost a bit like, did that actually just happen?
Yes.
Like, was this part of the story, or was this just something I've imagined?
There's about 4 scenes of the sister helping Aang to waterbend, but he's like distracted at this point, isn't he? He's not doing very well.
He can't find his zen.
No, he's having problems waterbending. It's later on in the night. Aang is finally able to bend water a bit, so he does kind of do just a little bit. Now he's getting there, he's getting better. And he says, I can't do this, I need help. And he's got this weird look on his face. I can't remember what the weird look is, but he has got a weird look on his face. It's a weird looking kid with a tattoo in his head anyway. Just a bit weird, like doing. Aang travels to some temple on that big flying mammoth.
Yeah, so
man, we're gonna be so roasted for this episode if anyone listens to it.
I mean, I don't care. Like,
so uncultured.
Who's gonna be roasted as virgins? Like, that's who virgins. I'm joking. I watch anime.
I'm gonna watch it after this.
You do.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I don't.
Yeah. Jujutsu Kaisen and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
My Hero Academia, love it.
Oh yeah.
So let's
Simpsons.
Don't shit on me too hard. Like,
don't
shit on me at all. Really. It's quite right. Yeah, I think the temple might be in the air elemental place.
Yeah, so the Fire Nation destroyed it. There's an old monk here who says there's a secret tomb of statues and a room of old Avatar statues.
Yeah, so the one guy survived.
Yes.
The fight. Well, we know why.
Do we?
Yes.
I can't remember.
So they basically turned up at this temple, and I think he's obviously somebody that was that Aang remembered from when he was there previously. He's like a teacher of some sort.
Right. Okay.
And then it turns out he set him up.
Ah, yes, Aang, of course.
Yeah. So basically, I'm assuming they kind of captured him and were like, "You work for us."
Yes, Old Man Monk says he lured Avatar down here to kill him, as he's lived in poverty due to his absence. Yeah. Some men come down and take him and pay the old man.
Yeah.
Very
just
nice.
gotta throw coins at him, don't they?
I love how we just don't look at the notes and then you tell me and I go, oh yeah, of course, that does happen. Avatar's in the spirit world, some super weird zoom outs. It's really weird. The editing in this film is just absolutely bonkers.
Bizarre,
Bonkers,
I mean, it's a bit of a Shyamalan sort of staple,
it's Shyamalan through and through.
It's so odd. Like, as I think, obviously I've watched a few of his films. I never really pay attention. I think, especially doing these videos.
I don't remember doing like in the Sixth Sense or anything.
No, this is what I mean. Though. I think doing these videos, you kind of pay attention to more of the silly stuff.
Yeah, you do.
And like this is the second film we've done with him, and both times they've been shot so weirdly.
Yeah, but one's entertaining and one's not.
No, yeah, 100%.
It's so weird.
I completely agree.
It's so odd how he can do the same things but worse.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't really understand like what's going on. Like it's odd.
Imagine him just telling the director of photography like zoom in really close on this guy's face. It's funny. It's good. I promise you, it's gonna be good. It's not. No. Commander is here with Aang all tied up, basically asking where he's been and why he's still a boy. Because obviously Aang is like 10, 11, 12 maybe at a push.
Yeah,
I don't know ages, so would you say the same?
I don't,
but honestly, I struggle to know people's ages.
Yeah, he's probably between 8 and 12, I'd say.
But that's a big.
No, I know, but you know what I mean. Like he looks like a child.
Yeah, no, he does.
I don't know if he'd be in comp. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. Like he like has to be 11, 12 maximum, 8 minimum.
Yeah, fine.
Somewhere in that ball game. Yeah.
Watch him be like 15 now. Some tank is rolling in and someone is underneath it. I don't really remember that.
Yeah. So there's a samurai.
Okay, samurai, nice.
There is a samurai. So yeah, he's basically they're in a what is it? Like it's like a prison of sorts.
Yes.
Where they keep all like they're just surrounded by a load of fire people, and like all the fire people are there.
I do like the Fire Nation. I'll give it that.
No,
I think they're pretty cool.
The settings are great.
This kind of almost don't get annoyed at me when I say this, but it almost reminded me of Mortal Kombat the film. Yeah. Where the set design is really cool, but what's going on isn't as interesting as it thinks it is. Mortal Kombat's a banger, but like the set design here is great, is really good. But what's happening is not. If you can carry on because I've lost where we are.
Okay, so yeah, basically they end up in.
I remember exactly what's going on.
Okay,
yeah, you carry on. No, you go.
You're right.
So yeah, there's a person sneaking through this place and taking out guards who are hiding Aang.
Yeah, so at this point you just like, who the is this guy?
Yeah, it's a random new main character.
So yeah, there's like a new samurai guy walking around, just like taking out all these. So yeah, they're in the fire camp.
Yes,
and he's just taking out like prison guards.
It's all right.
It's really cool.
It is really cool.
Yeah, this whole scene is probably the best scene, the actual best scene of the film.
Yes, I agree. Yeah. I quite enjoyed this whole part. So this fight breaks out. It's Fireman.
contact, they start hitting people.
Yes.
Which makes
Yes,
more
this
sense.
is why you liked it, yeah.
Like, I don't understand why this couldn't have been throughout the entire film. This is probably the only fight scene where they legitimately hit people.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite funny because I don't even remember there being a big conflict at the end. Obviously, every film has a big conflict.
Yeah, no, there is.
There is?
There's a giant one.
Do not.
You'll be reminded of
okay,
it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this whole fight scene is amazing.
Yeah, so there's some flames,
Really,
which is
really
really
good.
cool. Aang
Yeah.
starts doing some mad moves and starts airbending and stuff.
Yeah.
And again, I can't say I hate these action scenes. They're quite cool. I do quite like them.
It is hilarious because you've got basically the samurai guy is just like beating people. Like
It's cool.
I don't know what he got a stick or some
It
sort.
is like a stick.
I don't
or
think he's got
something,
like a
isn't it?
sword, is he? It's like
No.
a stick or something. But he's hitting
Yeah.
people, and you just got Aang sort of like stood in the middle, and everyone just kind of circling around him,
Yeah.
and they're all like terrified of this little child who's just again
Waving
doing
his
this
arms around.
stupid, like blowing people, and it's like I understand that it's a film, I get that, but it's just kind of hilarious how they're literally like, you know, they're going from attacking the samurai who's taking everyone out, who's clearly very dangerous, to just giving this small child about 20 yards of space and sort of like trying to like run at him from distance for some reason and try to hit him.
Yeah.
It's a bit stupid, but it's good. Like, it's
This fight scene's
great
really cool, and the effect of all the elements coming together is really cool. I really
good,
like that. The fire commander opens the gates and lets out this person and Aang, and they because a fire commander helps them out, doesn't they?
Yeah. So there's I said this. They have like a proper slow mo shot. This was very 300.
Oh yeah.
This was like
wrong,
really This was really probably around that same time.
I think
when it was
300 was 2007, so you had that 5 years where slow mo was
where
used.
you have that. Yeah, I mean it's great. Like I always love a good bit of slow mo in a film, and especially in a big action sequence. Like it always kind of makes it. A bit better.
100%.
But yeah, there was that, and then he helps him escape.
Yeah, so they have Aang by the neck as if to kill him, and then an arrow knocks this poor masked person out, and it turns out it's Zuko.
Yeah, so
Which
they
is-
sort of like escape. Yeah, and that was like a proper plot twist.
Yeah, to be fair, didn't expect it, so it did have me.
Yeah.
But I don't care.
No, I get what you mean. This was a proper.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, it was just odd, wasn't it?
It was just come and go.
It was just a bit like, okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. I don't really know why he's saved him now.
Yeah, because it doesn't really lead anywhere, as
no,
far as I
it's
remember.
never really explained. They said they sort of get away that one arrow happens to hit him in the head, which breaks his mask and makes him.
Isn't it mainly the fact that he wanted to take down Aang, no one else? Would you say that?
Well, yeah, because obviously if Aang ends up going back to his father and he wasn't the one to do it, then
He's still banished. Yeah, so it doesn't really
he
make any
kinda
difference.
he
And that's where the
needs,
plot just really falls apart for me, because that's just not very interesting.
No, or surely you would just go back and be like, just go in with the fire people, and be like, all right, it wasn't me specifically, but I mean, to be fair, no, his dad is a dick, so he probably does still.
His dad is a bit of a knob.
Yeah.
Where am I at? Fire King.
no, sorry, this is where Aang makes mist.
Does he?
Yep. So they basically they fire this arrow, it hits Zuko, and obviously Zuko's down, and Aang is a child, so we can't exactly like just lug this guy up.
Yeah.
And then they're all coming for him, and Aang just makes mist.
I don't remember.
Yeah, he just kind of don't know how he bends mist now as well.
So this is funny because we're an hour. Oh my god, we're only an hour in. We're an hour in. This one's got 39 minutes left, right? And he's learned. He's kind of now mastered water, so he can do air and water.
I guess would mist be air and water
Yeah,
together?
realistically.
Yeah.
But we've got over half hour. That's it. And he's still got 2 elements to learn. To be the
Yeah,
Avatar.
this is chapter 1, water.
Yeah, but we don't have a sequel.
No,
we don't have
I
a
know
second
that.
one.
But I guess this was kind of the intention. This is chapter 1 water.
Hour in,
so
and
he's
he can
mastering.
do mist.
Yeah, so he just creates mist and they just disappear.
Oh god, it's so boring though.
Yeah,
I
know, it's just odd, isn't it?
Oh, I just find it completely lifeless, just void of life. Absolutely void of life.
Yeah, and then I think literally straight after this, Zuko's back on his ship.
Yeah, I think he is.
And I think at this point, I remember just watching this being like, this felt like a bunch of scenes
Cobbled together.
I
agree.
In some sort of order.
Yeah, because we get
some.
some Masters of Water, and there's the princess, isn't there?
Yeah.
And she has this weird thing with the boring brother.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
I know, it's obviously something from the animated series where it's a legit thing, but it's so false.
It's just shoehorned in.
So, like, instantly, they see each other and he's like, hey, baby.
Do you know what it reminded me of?
Instant.
It reminded me of a very worse version of Luigi in the Mario Brothers movie with the Daisy.
Yeah.
It was Daisy? Yeah,
But I
it was.
guess with that one, at least, like, Luigi worked.
Yeah,
For it. Do you know what I mean?
Luigi's likeable.
Yeah, no, he is. But it was kind of one of those things where that was more of a typical, like, love interest radio. But I mean, as you said, we're an hour into the film. This character's just appeared and just fallen in love instantly.
Yes.
Instantly.
So stupid.
They literally see each other and they're just like, ooh, you're fit.
So, do you like, what's her name? Kira?
Who?
The sister? What's the sister's name?
Katara.
Katara. Do you like her? Do you? Because I put at this point, I just hate these two siblings so much. I find she's really boring, and he always looks like he's in pain.
I mean, yeah, probably because she's a lot better than him.
Yeah.
She's more like... I mean, she's a kid as well, isn't she? So they like...
She's a bit older than Aang, isn't she?
Yeah, but I mean, they're still kids, aren't they? So it's kind of... it's more excusable, those two, because they're almost children, like, you know, living in this world. So it's a bit like they act like children.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know if I agree with that.
No?
Because I never get the feeling... Aang is a child,
Yeah.
but I never get the feeling he's a child. I don't think he acts
maybe
like
Aang
a
lost
kid.
my... She's a kid.
Yeah.
So
I just found it really boring.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, it's not something that I'm looking
Passionate
at being
about.
like, oh my god, she was
great.
great.
Yeah.
She was serviceable.
Yeah, I'll agree with
You know
that.
what I
I
mean?
will agree with that. I said I can't even remember her name. Like.
Before we go on, but it's been a lot, I know.
Yeah, honestly, I'm knackered.
Yeah, I think we could do a bit of a break.
Yeah,
Should we? Let's head on over to the ads. Let's see what we got.
Let's do it. Look what I've got here for you today. This is just water, plain tap water from my tap, just my tap. That's all it is. Nothing else. Nothing fancy. Just tap water. I can't really sell it to you anymore. It's tap water. 50p after tax. Tap water.
Hello. What am I selling today? It's here. It's here in a bag. It's my ear, you know, special ear. 10p a bag for my ear.
Might I say, those ads better than this film so far.
Yes.
So much better than this film so far. I enjoyed those more. But anyway, back to it. That was good. That was where am I? Fire Commander has... Who is the Fire Commander that I keep talking about?
What the hell? Oh my god!
Oh, this was... I know who you're on about. This
Okay.
was... I don't know his name, but he was basically... I think this is... When we were talking about earlier, it's not the uncle. When you said...
Is this the good actor that I know?
No, uncle is the good actor.
Oh, is he
I
the
think.
uncle? Is
I
he?
think so.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so his... Do you know he said his dad had a second?
Yes.
It's him.
Yeah, that's the guy I was on about.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the good actor that I know from some film that I can't remember.
Oh, great. Okay, so yeah, maybe it's this guy then. Yeah,
Yeah.
so he's basically like just another guy that's... They kind of bring back towards the end.
Yes,
and
he
have
kind of
like
becomes a bit of a prominent man,
Yeah,
doesn't he?
yeah. So he's almost like...
Yes! Yeah,
the
no.
main-
I remember now.
The what is he? The fourth main bad?
Yeah, and
I guess.
he's more prominent than the bloody king, I tell you that.
Yeah,
Way
yeah,
more
yeah.
prominent.
He's sort of like, because at this point, Zuko's sort of turning face slightly. He's a bit...
Yeah.
He's kind of still a bad guy.
Yeah.
He's kind of still a good...
He's just
good
a
guy.
loser, isn't
He's
he?
just kind of there. Yeah, he is a bit.
Yeah.
And this is like the he's bad. He is after Aang, and he is bad man.
Yes, yeah.
Go on then.
So he's deciphered the location of the moon and ocean spirits. So that's something we haven't even mentioned. That's like one of the plot points as well. They're trying to find the moon and ocean spirits.
Yeah.
I can't remember why.
Yeah.
He says he needs to eliminate them to take the city and stop Aang. That just sounds like I made it up.
Yeah.
That don't sound real.
No,
Do you know what I mean? But it is. That's real.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. So I moon and what was it?
Ocean.
Yeah. So I think we'll get into it later. What happens when? Okay, we'll get into it later. So I'm pretty sure if my memory serves correctly, if you kill the moon dies.
Yep.
As in the moon.
Yeah. The moon
ceases to
gone.
exist.
Yeah.
If you kill the ocean goes bananas.
Right.
So you need to keep them both to keep
the balance.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
So if
okay.
one goes, everything goes to shit.
Right. Okay.
And then they basically want the, which doesn't really make sense. If you're killing the ocean when you're fire, you're
Yes.
yeah. But I think that's basically what it is. Is these
I feel like I have to watch
these spirit beings, which we will find later. These spirit beings are like keeping balance in the world.
In the Force. Gotcha.
But we will not spoil what they are because
because I can't remember.
so
I can't wait.
And it's great.
But
it is.
yeah, I feel like at this point I have to watch the cartoon because if this happens in the cartoon, then I'm gonna equally not like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because this is just
bollocks.
Maybe they do it better in the cartoon. I don't know, but yeah, this is in fact bollocks. I agree with you. So yeah, Hang gets the Aang gets the hang of waterbending. That's what we've done.
So he ends up at the Water Kingdom with Princess Water.
And again, Princess Water. We're like an hour and 10 minutes. It's almost finished, and he hasn't done fire yet.
Yeah,
I know.
But so he's sort of like got it now as well, sort of.
Yes,
he sort of has it. This is still when he's kind of controlled it, but it's still kind of every so often loses concentration, and then the whole wave comes.
Yeah,
so it's still that. Sort of.
So we see the Fire Prince's uncle. So here we go. There are two separate characters, the commander and the uncle. And the commander says, "Sorry to hear your nephew burned to death." Nice. Yeah, nice line from a nice man. Like, brother and sister. I can't remember
what happened, but he did burn to death. He didn't burn to death.
No,
he got.
Well, it's that bit. I assume it's that bit where they escape with Aang.
No, there's a bit earlier because they don't know that he's a samurai.
Yes, you're very right.
There is a bit earlier, I think, when he's on a ship. Maybe they burn his ship down or something. I don't know.
The brother and the princess have another moment, and it's like we're supposed to care, but we don't because they're both really boring. Fire Prince is alive, not dead, and he's hiding with his uncle. So there we go.
Yeah. Right.
Go on.
So the background story of the Fire People, this is literally, I'll say exactly what I wrote here.
Go for it.
It's very odd. They want to kill Aang, they don't want to kill Aang. He wants his son back, he wants his son dead. I don't really understand.
No, I don't understand.
And that's basically what it is, because they want Aang, but they want to capture him, but they don't want to kill him.
But they don't want the Avatar.
But they want the Avatar, but they don't need the Avatar. But he wants his son to come back because it's his son. Yeah. But he also wants his son to stay banished because he's not a good enough son.
Is this film too smart for us?
No. No.
I feel like maybe I'm too dumb for this one.
No, it's not. I think, I think I'd be fascinated.
It's poorly written.
Horrifically written. But I'd be fascinated to see how this was pulled together.
100%.
Scene by scene, how he pulled this together, because it's, as I said earlier, it's just a bunch of scenes they filmed and they've gone, we'll just
glue them together.
Yeah, they basically filmed a bunch of scenes and they've had like the main sort of storyline going through it, and just at bits where they've gone, that needs explaining, they've just gone dump. And then it's just, do you know what I mean? And they've just kind of cut in these random bits throughout the entire film that with no context, like out of context of what's going on, makes absolutely zero sense.
In the current world of filmmaking, obviously the big thing now is we get director's cuts many years later. I'd love one of this film. I'd love M. Night Shyamalan to come out and be like, I actually made a 4-hour film. Let's see it. Oh my god.
Because I mean, it probably would, as I said, it's one of those films where it needs 3 hours, so it probably would make
It'd probably
a lot
be
of
better.
sense.
I think it'd still be pure garbage. But I think it would be so funny to see.
Yeah, because I think it would... we would at least be able to sit here and go...
It'd be a more conclusive plot, I think.
As much as, like, we're clueless to what the hell is going on here.
Man, I can't remember what...
Yeah, I think it would actually at least make a bit more sense.
Yeah, so when Aang and the sister are doing the moves for waterbending, this is exactly what I wrote down. I thought this was quite funny. It's a bit like Squidward doing his interpretive dance from SpongeBob. You ever seen that one where he's like... That's what it kind of looks like. It just looks so goofy. But the music's quite good. I can't remember how it goes, but I definitely remember the score being okay here. It was alright. It was a nice little moment. The Fire Nation has arrived here. Fire Prince takes a boat out to the nation.
Wait.
But swims anyway.
Do you know what you said about the burning? This is where it is. I remember. Sorry, this was another really random bit that just come back to me.
Go.
There's a bit where Zuko and his uncle meet back up.
Right.
They're in like some... It's like... It looks a bit like Hong Kong or something. It's like a weird like... They're like in some Asian place. And they're talking and like they're kind of aware that each other are alive. They go on to a boat or something. That gets blown up. Zuko's dead.
Yes.
Then we come back and the uncle is now back with the Fire People again. But that's never really explained as to how he's just back.
Right.
So he's back there. Then we have that weird like love story going on, some other moon or some shit. And then Zuko is back alive and on the ship.
And he has a comically large torch.
Yeah, with his uncle. So his uncle's ship that are coming in, the fire ship, he died.
Right.
Didn't die. His uncle just went back, and now he's back on the ship with his uncle.
Yeah, and him and his uncle like best mates.
What? What the?
There's an awful lot of effects in this, isn't there? There is an awful lot of effects, and I know somebody who knows a thing or two about effects.
Yeah, we do.
Should we cut over to our friend Spencer Savers? Hey there, Spencer.
Hey guys, Spencer here.
What do you think about the use of green screen?
Green screen? What green screen? those were all real effects, right? The fire was amazing. The water, incredible. It all looked so good. I can't believe they actually managed to do this. That big wave he holds up. How did they do that?
What do you think about the elements?
Grass was my favorite element. Loved the grass. The electricity, when he put it in his hands, looked incredible. But I really, my favorite was the floor. The floor elements were incredible, especially knowing that was real. It looked incredible. That's the supercomputer. I'm sorry, guys. I gotta go fix that supercomputer. But those effects, I love them. Back to you.
Wow. Thanks, Spencer. Yeah, some great insight there.
Informative as always.
Thanks, man.
There we go.
So, yeah, Zuko can now... So he's on the ship with his uncle.
Yes.
And he still wants to... So he wants to capture Aang again. So obviously he had Aang. He lost Aang. Aang saved him. He's died. He's come back. He's on the ship. And now he wants to capture Aang again.
And I hate Aang.
Yeah. So basically, he goes... So we're in... It's cold, yeah? There's water. It's middle of the night. It's pretty chilly.
Really chilly, sorry. Yeah.
So they give him a suit of some sort.
Yeah.
And now Zuko, who's, fire, nothing to do with water. Water should kill him.
Yeah.
Basically. We're going by the Pokemon logic. You're dead. So Charmander's playing you're dead.
God, dead. Dead bird.
So, yeah, he just kind of jumps in this freezing cold sea and just starts swimming.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
really well. Underwater, holding his breath. Yeah. And never really... how? I don't know.
Very weird.
And then, we move on to...
Aang needs to talk to the dragon spirit so that can help him destroy the Fire Nation.
Yeah.
And he asks for a spiritual place, and that's where the princess takes him. Yes.
So the princess has taken him...
to a quiet room.
Little
place for Aang.
So he can meditate and enter the spirit
realm, man.
Come on, man.
So after the meditation, he gets found by your man, the fireman, who you know.
My man from a film that I've seen him in before that I can't remember.
There's a new waterman.
There is a new waterman.
I think.
Maybe.
There is a waterman. As what I've written is waterman shouting, "Ooh!" Ooh. Yep. There's a waterman. So basically, the water people are going. The fire people are going. So this is where we get the war. So the fire people have entered the water kingdom, and we're having a scrap.
Yes, but the sister is all of a sudden class at waterbending.
Yeah, no, she is.
And she gets wiped out by a big fireball.
Yeah, she does. Did you notice as well? They're using Komodo dragons.
Yes,
that was quite sick.
That was quite.
I seen that.
So
and I was like, what?
This whole war, the scale and the scope of it is actually pretty cool.
I know it's really, really cool. Yeah.
But I find it so boring.
I mean, yeah, it is. It is a bit. It's a bit.
It's just dead. I think it wanted to. This sounds so bad, but I think it wanted to be Lord of the Rings: Two Towers. Wanted to be these films with big fight scenes, and it obviously reaches no way to these films. Yeah, obviously,
that's a fair point. But I mean, we're not there though, Dan.
We're not there.
We're not there, I haven't told you this yet, but I've actually employed some new people. Recently.
Okay.
And basically there are field people, so we send them down to
field operators.
Field operators.
Yeah,
thank you, field operators.
Nice.
I've written field people on their contract, so unfortunately they are field people. But yeah, I've set them down, so we've got actually people on the ground in this war right this second now. So I'm just gonna cut over.
Go.
And we're just gonna see how it really sounds. So hopefully down there it's a bit more exciting than here.
Hopefully.
So Dave, you there? Can you tell us what it's like down there? Thanks, guys. Dave here. We're in the middle of some sort of battle of some sort. A mammoth came down, dropped us off. I'm really unsure what is going on. There's flames. There's water. We're kind of dodging elements of some sort. What do you think, Dave?
Thanks, Dave. There seems to be some sort of big battle going on, but we can't quite figure out between who and who. There's some people on fire, there's some people with water, there's been a big wave across the city, but we don't really know what's going on. What can you make of this, Dave?
Well, Dave, I'm not really too sure, to be honest with you. As I said, there's what is going on over there? There seems to be a big flame. Wait there, sorry, 1 second. There seems to be... Can you see there's a child over there, Dave?
Yes, Dave, I can see him. He's got a bald head with a big tattoo on the back of him. I don't know. He looks important. He looks like he's an important part of this battle. Maybe he's with the fire people. Maybe he's with the water people. Dave, what do you think?
Well, he's sort of standing there a bit. To be honest with you, everyone's kind of stopped.
Everyone's stood.
He's kind of stood there. Oh, he's glowing. He seems to be glowing. And wait, whoa. He's creating a giant wave. This could be the end of Dave and Dave. This is our first episode. Where on earth have you sent us? Because this could be the end of this. What's happening here, Dave?
Dave, I don't know how to explain this to you. But this child has made a giant wave, and I think he's about to drop it on the whole city. Wait, no. Actually, I don't think we need to be worried at all. He just seems to be holding it above him, and everyone seems to be getting on the ground. Dave?
Yeah. So thanks, Dave. It seems to have stopped. Everyone's kind of stopped. There's a big wave. We're all bowing to this child now. I guess we should.
I think we bow, Dave.
Yeah. So yeah, I have no idea how we're gonna get off this island. Hopefully that big mammoth thing will take us back. But yeah, I think that's about it. Really, Dave. It's been eventful and weird. What do you think, Dave?
Yeah. Thanks, Dave. I can't see that big mammoth thing anymore, and I think we might be stuck here for a while. Sorry, Dave.
That's all right, Dave. Yeah. So back to the studio. We may see you again. Who knows? Bloody hell. That's crazy.
It's mad.
Good luck, Dave and Dave.
Yeah.
To hope you get back safely.
Survive.
Yeah. I'll see you soon. Great.
Cheers, guys.
Bloody hell, wow.
Mad.
Well, that's a lot more exciting now.
That is.
Now we know that.
Now I feel great.
Yeah.
So the sister comes back, and she comes back around, because obviously she kind of got knocked out by the big fireball. And it turns out the Fire Prince took Aang, so once again he's got Aang.
Yeah, so there's a bit now where he's...
But he's still meditating.
So he's meditating.
Yeah.
He's found the dragon. The dragon's flown off.
Mm-hmm.
The dragon, appears properly.
He says Aang is stopping himself from grieving and that he is angry. He needs to let go to fully become the Avatar.
Thank
and
you.
it's at this point we have half hour left.
Yeah, and
Aang does this run around the room thing.
So the dragon is gone?
Yes.
Does he... Am I imagining? He doesn't come into the actual world, does he?
I don't remember.
I don't think he does. So I think the big dragon...
We were just thinking of things that were more exciting.
Yeah, probably, yeah. So the Dragon Man comes around and goes, go on, be the Avatar, young Aang, and off he flies.
Yeah.
So bye-bye, sir. So this is all happening within Aang's brain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was Mickey Mouse. That was yeah. So Aang comes back around. So yeah, there's a big scrap going on where I think Katana... So they get into this room. Fireman's found Aang. Katana comes to save him.
Her name's not Katana.
Katara,
isn't it?
Sorry, Katara.
Katana's Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, okay. She could be Katana anyway, it's more exciting. Katana with a big sword comes back and they start scrapping. So she's trying to stop Fireman from killing Aang.
Yes.
And then Aang wakes back up. And then, he starts Naruto running, doesn't he?
Yeah, and it's so fucking funny. It is so good. Oh, bloody brilliant.
Just starts pegging it with his hands behind his back.
It's incredible. It is incredible. It's like M. Night Shyamalan watched a video of a meme of someone doing the anime run and he went, we need it.
Funny,
it is funny. Music again is kind of fun in this scene. It's really not noteworthy, but it's the one thing where I was like, oh my god, I'm so bored, but this music's alright. The waterbenders are going absolutely ham at this point, and I still think the water just looks like slime. It's really weird. And the commander is going to kill the moon spirit. Isn't the moon spirit a fish?
So...
Did I just spoil it?
Yeah, you did spoil it.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No.
Sorry for everyone who wants to watch Avatar 2010.
No, wait. So they I think Aang and Zuko have a little scrap.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
So yeah, Aang sort of does his little weird Naruto run.
Fight choreography's quite good.
Really good in this one.
Really good.
Yeah, really cool with him sort of running around he almost uses the air to project himself.
It's cool. It is
quite cool. So there's a lot of Zuko. Again, it's almost like a weird almost like love story between them. Where do you know what I mean? Because it's like they want to be friends, but they
Batman
keep fighting,
and Joker,
and they want to be friends. They keep fighting. It's a bit like just kiss and get it over with, isn't it? Well, no, let's not do that. He's 200. It's okay.
Yeah, he is, but he definitely has the body of like a 12-year-old. Like definitely called him Wang earlier. So.
Yeah, so let's no. Aang just wants to be friends. He wants to be friends, and then this is where we finally find the ocean and the moon spirits.
Yeah, and
they are carps.
Yeah,
they are 2 carps in a little river that's just. It's not a river. It's just a pond.
It is a pond.
And they're just there. They are fish.
So this whole plot have gone on for this whole mental film for 2 little fish.
For fucking fish, Dan. Fucking fish.
No, it is incredibly underwhelming. And I mean, I was underwhelmed throughout the whole film. Then you see the 2 fish, I was like,
fish.
So there just so happens to be water in these containers, because they get these big like barrel things, don't they? And there's already water in them. So happen to be water in them because they're fighting against the fire people. Yeah, it's just really weirdly coincidental. And the sister comes in and freezes them over the fire prince. Again, she's got the ice powers.
Yeah, how though? It's never explained, is it? No. Like you shouldn't be able to. She is, but you should be able to control. If you can control water, there is nothing that says anybody can control ice.
Yeah, so this is where
Aang can't.
No, he can't.
Only she can.
So the fire prince is frozen, and Aang leaves the prince all frozen up, and he says they could have been friends.
Yeah. What can we be friends?
Just a real sad moment. You know, gotta wipe the tears away. There's a whole battle going on outside, and I just found it incredibly boring. Didn't really care about any of it going on.
No.
The commander takes the fish out of the spiritual pond, and it's the moon and ocean spirit.
Yeah, I think he. Which one does he? Because so basically he kills one.
Yeah, so the uncle says to stop trying to kill spirits. He kills the ocean. Okay. Otherwise, the whole world will be unbalanced and people will get hurt. Is what he says.
Can we just think of what we're saying, you know?
Yeah, this is what I've said this multiple times.
I know.
I feel like we're reading fan fiction.
This is so. The fireman, the fireman Sam has walked into a pond with 2 fish that control the entire world. That happen to be in the water elemental thing for some reason because water people are good, I guess. He walks in. There's 2 carps. Magical carps with glowing insides.
I didn't see these as pets at home.
He picks up the ocean carp, kills it, and it basically destroys the world.
Yeah, unbalances
the world, and everything starts going to shit because he killed a carp.
He kills the fish. Princess falls to the ground all dramatically, and Aang looks like he looks like me getting a migraine. It looks like me getting a headache.
I don't really understand like how that again. That's never explained, but somehow they sort of like they can feel it.
Yeah.
Even though, like, Aang shouldn't be able to feel it 100% because he's got no control of water at all.
Airbender,
Am
I wrong in saying that? He's not the ocean bender, is he?
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, Uncle Zuko's uncle can now do mad fire.
Yeah, it's so sick.
He's got sick fire skills.
So obviously some of these people are clearly martial artists, which is great. I love to see it. I love stunts and stuff like that. And it's just so wasted. Do you know what I mean? But this bit is cool.
Yeah, no, because all the way through the film, he's never really... He doesn't do he literally doesn't do anything. Like, it's almost as if he can't do anything. And then right at the end, they just give him this wild... Like he can use fire.
It's so cool.
Like, of all the people who use fire, this man is, like, the man.
He's fire.
Jesus Christ.
The princess says she's basically going to sacrifice herself to be the moon spirit.
Yep. So
the brother is madly in love with her.
Yeah, and he's fuming about it. So for some reason, this princess, we can never explain. The princess has the ability to be the ocean fish.
Ocean man. Yeah. No.
She can be the fish somehow.
Yeah.
So she has the power, and I guess that's kind of how when the ocean fish got killed, she was like, oh, it might even be the ocean fish. Ocean fish. The ocean fish. It just makes more sense of being the ocean fish because she can control water. So yeah, she can basically take her own life, which
she's dead.
And she's dead.
She's dead.
What did she do? Kill herself, didn't she?
I honestly, but
I think she just kills herself, and then she just becomes
I can't even remember.
The fish just comes back to life. I think she just lies down and accepts it.
Dies.
Yeah. I think she just kind of goes, fish, take my soul. And then the fish just kind of comes back to life.
Yeah.
And
I
then
think so.
the balance is back.
restored.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we see the commander after he sees the Fire Prince alive.
Oh, sorry, the world turned red when this happened.
It does.
When the world, when the fish was killed, the world turned red.
Yes.
That means it was ending.
That does mean it was ending. Yeah, so the commander sees Zuko, and he does this like odd stance to him, and he's like, "I thought I killed you." It's really like dramatically funny. I love
So she's the girl's also like was blonde.
Yeah, she was.
And then when she dies, she has black hair.
Looks a bit like Princess Peach.
Yeah. So then she dies and her hair turns black.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, no, it
emo.
did. Yeah, no. So yeah, she was dead inside. Way like emos.
Ooh, crying again.
Edgy. So yeah, this she's dead because her hair's black.
There we go. That's how she's dead.
Yeah.
We get a fight between the commander and Zuko, and the uncle says to walk away. But he does, but the commander starts hurling flames at him, like Mario with a fucking flower power. Like, do you know what I mean? The uncle deflects it. The water tribe. There you go. The water tribe killed commander.
This is horrific. Did you see what they did to him?
No.
So there's about
They drowned him or something.
They drowned him. So there's about 5 of them, and they put him in a giant bubble. And
Yes.
him.
Yes.
They control his water, just put him in a bubble, and he just drowns.
Incredible. Yeah, so I wrote down, it's a weird drown scene, and it's rubbish.
Yeah, no, it is rubbish, but it's just like, what? You just drowned him.
Yeah. It's quite
Harsh.
scary. Nasty PG.
Yeah, can you imagine dying in a bubble?
Yeah, drowning's my fear as well.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to drown.
No, I don't get anything else to drown if I'm being honest.
It's not high on my bucket.
No.
But yeah, in a bubble as well, it's just a bit.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. So Aang is firing water and ice at people.
Oh, yeah.
And it looks alright. It looks okay.
Oh, you know what? It looks alright.
You know what? Good for him, I say. Well done. We see Aang training years ago. I think it's supposed to be emotional, but bloody hell, at this point, I was so ready for the film to finish.
Just end.
I was, and I mean, it's still going. It's just going and going.
Yeah.
Aang's head glows blue, and he starts making this ginormous wave of water.
This is so.
This goes on for so fucking long.
So yeah, he basically makes a tsunami, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's
like he basically just brings up the entire ocean.
Yeah.
And just sort of like hovers it.
Yeah.
It's really weird. So there's just a kid just stood there and everyone just stops.
Yeah, they do.
Everyone stops dead and he's just holding this like 300-400 foot wave.
Yeah.
And it's basically just like stop. It's almost like I don't know, you're like fighting with your brother or something, and then you're over a toy. Your brother just picks a toy up and just goes, right, stop. And everyone just kind of goes,
we lost. Damn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Aang. Don't drop a wave on us.
No, please. So, yeah, I can't remember what goes on with that wave. I don't think he ever does.
No, he just holds it.
He just holds it.
It literally just hovers over everyone, and everyone just kind of sits.
Everyone
like,
bows down to him, and they want him to be their avatar.
Yeah.
So he's now Avatar, Aang the Avatar. What the hell do they call him when he's the Avatar? The Last Airbender? The Last Avatar? I don't know what they call him. The big man with the tattered head.
He's not the Last Airbender.
Well, I mean, he is.
No.
Who is?
The buddy who dropped him in earlier.
There's a Welsh thing.
The teacher who dropped him in.
Oh, yeah, no, you're right.
You lied to me. The second
I hate
Last
this film.
Airbender. Actually.
Aang does this, like, pose into the camera.
Yeah. Also, don't forget, chapter 1.
Yeah, chapter 1. So, yeah, and then the Fire King's daughter... Yeah, so the Fire King has a daughter.
Yeah, so...
Sorry, I totally fucking forgot about that. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, there's a really weird... Sorry. There's a really awkward hand thing that Aang does at the end. He looks like he's trying to take a poop. He's just... I think he like puts his hand up and it's just like...
You know those kids...
Yeah! Yeah! When you've got like a toddler poop,
yeah,
they just kind of look at
no
you.
emotion, just the shaking shit.
Yeah.
So the Fire King's got a daughter and she's set up to take everyone down in a sequel that never happened.
I know, and we're done.
The end! Jesus Christ, let's get in some categories and talk this over.
Oh, bloody hell.
Okay, let's start with acting for what's called The Last Airbender. I keep thinking it's got Avatar in it, but it hasn't. The Last Airbender, what are you making of the acting?
Oh. No, it's atrocious.
It's garbage.
It is rubbish.
No one stands out, and I don't remember any actor's name.
No, I'll you know, what's his name?
Go on.
Zuko is...
Oh, Dev Patel.
Personally, he's, as I said earlier, he's the only one acting.
Yeah.
He's the only one acting in this film, really. Him and his uncle have decent Chemistry.
Him and his uncle have got some chemistry.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, but they I mean, they kind of almost feel like an actual relationship in this film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas everyone else is just kind of thrown together. As you said, the brother is just
offensively bad.
Yeah, just there, just really there. Again, sister Katara, whatever her name is, she's kind of there.
I think it's Cora.
No,
is that a different character?
No. Oh, that might be a girl. Is that the sacrificial?
There's a show, isn't there?
Sacrificial lamb.
Maybe, I don't know.
The sacrificial water bitch.
Maybe.
Yeah. It's just not good, man.
It's just not.
And
good.
even Aang, like, I mean, I know he's a child,
shit.
but it's just
so
it's not. Because the weirdest thing about it is the fact that he's supposed to be 200 years old, and he's supposed to be. I know it's a child. I'm. Preface this by saying I'm fully aware he is a literal child actor, but he's supposed to be this like reincarnation of this incredible like godlike being, and it's just like, oh, you just never feel it, does he?
No, so with Aang, they obviously would have had to hold auditions for a child actor for this role, and we have good child actors. There are, now in this generation, obviously, a generation
100%.
carried by Stranger Things. We've had great child actors.
100%.
There's no shortage of good child actors.
No.
This child actor sucks.
Yeah, he's boring. He's really,
hate
really,
him. I hate him, honestly. I don't know if he did anything else after this.
Yeah, I've no idea.
I can't stand him. He's just like watching Paint Dry, but honest to God, he's just so boring.
I'm gonna go 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10.
Yeah, why not?
Oh man, no.
I
I mean, I will go 0.5.
No, that's okay. 1 out of 10.
1 out of 10.
Okay, sorry.
I'm going just lower.
I just wanted to let you go. That's all.
Some punch and everything. Yeah, I go 0.5 plainly for Dev Patel.
Okay,
Anyone else,
yeah.
I hate.
No, I know. I realised what I said then. No, it's definitely a 1.
If you said 4 out of 10, I think I
Yeah,
would have
no,
walked out the room.
No, sorry, yeah, no.
Oh, it's garbage.
No, it was atrocious.
Effects. Got an interesting one for this film, actually, I think.
Yes.
Any thoughts?
It's probably the best thing about the film, and also not the it's not the worst. I was going to say also the worst, but it is probably the best thing about this film. Yeah. It's very noticeable. The green screen is very noticeable. Terrible. The actual effects themselves are solid.
Yeah, I'd say good.
Yeah, like the fire element, particularly. Like whenever
sick.
You see the fire element being used, it's really good. It's like the water looks a bit
slimy.
Stupid, but again, like how. It's probably it's pretty much impossible to have water being
running
used,
water. Yes, no, I agree.
Being used like that without it looking like slime.
I agree.
Yeah, I think the effects in general, the set design again, which I don't know which I'm assuming is like 99% effects.
This has got to be a studio,
CGI.
Just made in a studio. It has to be.
But yeah, they're all the set design is great. I think everything around this film is great.
I agree.
Apart from the film.
The film, yes.
Yeah, so I think this is the best part. There's a lot of things where I can kind of remember the ship, especially as well. The fire ship was really cool. Because everything else is so atrocious, I'll give the effects an 8.
Wow. Okay,
just so
really
everything's it is generous. I'm fully aware because I know I'm going to be giving everything else atrocious rating. Yeah. So it's a massive highlight amongst garbage, which kind of makes it look better than it probably is.
I agree. I'm about to get super controversial here. I feel like we haven't been controversial enough in this episode, whereas everyone hates us already. I honestly could compare the effects here, and this is going to be the worst thing I've ever said in my life, Revenge of the Sith. You know in Revenge of the Sith where you get those super noticeable green screen moments that are just garbage, but then you get General Grievous that looks so sick, and you get these great effects then towards the end where they're fighting and it looks awesome, and the lightsabers look awesome. It's very similar, but that film was like 2006. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So you can forgive that because it looks good.
Look, I'll allow it for if you're talking pure. I know you're only talking pure effects, and I understand that. And to be fair, it's been a while since I've watched it, so maybe looking back now, I'll probably notice the green screen a lot more. But never.
No, and I'm not comparing the films. No way.
Ever mention Airbender.
I get it.
And Star Wars in the same sentence ever.
And
again.
I will preface it by saying Revenge of the Sith is my favourite Star Wars film. Okay, so
good.
That's my favourite.
Great,
but effects wise, I can compare them.
Okay.
But again, that film was so much earlier, and for that time it looked. You'll watch it now and you're like, ooh, but when you think this was 2010 going into 2011, we just had Avatar.
Yeah.
It looks horrendous. And there are, like, the fire elements is cool. As I agree with everything you said. but it was like the one thing carrying this absolutely garbage movie, and it never sticks out enough for me to go, yes! It's like, what's the word? I can't think of the word, but it's like a good thing in just this absolute garbage film.
Oh, yeah.
So I think 4 out of 10. Okay. Yeah.
That's fair enough. As I said, I'm purely giving it an 8 out of just kindness.
Yes.
It's just the thing of being like, this is the only thing that was salvageable about this film. So I'm just gonna give it a high rating because, as I said, I know everything else is gonna be piss poor.
Piss poor, yeah. Okay, so piss poor music. How are you feeling about the music in The Last Airbender?
Can't remember things.
Nothing to note. Straight 0.
I mean, it's just like I could not tell you a single like soundtrack. Nothing. Not a thing.
No, I mean, I'll automatically go 1 out of 10 just because I wrote down that there was a few little moments of score that I thought were decent, but again, it's just because everything else was so boring and so lifeless. But I can't remember how the score went. I couldn't tell you.
Not a clue.
But it's just the fact I wrote it down in notes. I'll automatically give it a 1. But yeah, there's nothing to note. It's garbage.
Yeah,
it's bad.
It's a 0.
Yeah, it is. Entertainment. Last Airbender. Go for it.
You go.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's not entertaining. There was times when I was watching it and I was like, right, this is always top of the list of worst films ever. Always, you'll always see it.
Really?
You'll always see it in there. You'll always see it in there. And I don't know if I'd go that far. I just think it's super boring.
Yeah, no, I've seen a lot worse.
I've seen so much worse.
Like
so much
actual, worse. As an actual film, worse to look at and to see it as a film.
Another hot take, another big one. I'd probably watch this over Eternals Marvel's Eternals. I'd probably watch this.
Yeah, because it's shorter.
It is shorter, and Eternal. I'm not comparing the films again, but that film was just so mind-numbingly boring for a franchise that was already set up and good.
We both are big Marvel fans, but that film is
garbage.
Trash.
And I said, and I don't want to get into the Marvel train, but obviously people said the Marvels was garbage.
Oh no, my God, that's like The Godfather compared to
exactly.
Immortals,
so I'd probably watch this over Eternals, but it's not a big competition. It's not a high bar.
No.
But I don't think it's worthy of the worst film I've ever seen because it's not. It's not offensively bad. It's just so boring.
Oh, it's bland.
So with it to entertainment, I'll go 3 because there's some bits I was like, the fight choreography's fun or the effects look fun. But it's the blandest, most boring film I've watched in a long time.
Yeah, it felt every bit of those.
I felt every 99 minutes.
Yeah, no, it did really feel long. And again, as I think as you mentioned earlier, it felt really like clumped together. It wasn't even, it was just a mess. Really.
I don't know if this was a creative decision or there's so much left on the cutting room floor that you could make another film. I can't tell.
Yeah, I would assume the latter. I would assume that it's a
You'd like to think so, but with M. Night Shyamalan, I'm never sure.
Yeah, no, you never know. It was, as I said, we've kind of explained it best we can. And I think in a way it's kind of good that we've explained it because this is as two people who have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you could put 2 other people here that watch the cartoon and watch the live action one.
Yeah,
and
that could
totally
be like, this happens,
Yes.
this is. So I think for 2 people who have no idea what's going on, we've tried to cobble together a story for it all to sort of make sense for us and for you.
Yes.
And the fact that we've had to do that over a bland bag of shit.
And like I said, I think we've watched personally worse films than this.
Yeah.
But I can make more sense of those films than this. This is such a high budget blockbuster that just makes no sense.
And it's not a particularly well made film really. So we mentioned earlier with the zoom ins on the face and things like that, really odd shots.
Oh, it's just silly.
I mean, entertainment. Yeah, I couldn't think of anything worse than having to watch this film again. To be honest with you.
I agree.
I'll just go for a 2.
Nice.
2 out of 10 because there's absolutely zero want to watch the animated series to want like this.
The only reason
has not made me want to watch anything to do.
I think the only reason I'd watch the animated series is because this is so bad. I want to see what the hype's about.
Yeah,
I want to see why people defend this so much
for it actually to make sense.
I said I put up a poll on Instagram last night because I want to watch a new cartoon show something. Everyone telling me to watch Avatar: Last Airbender. Where's the hype? I need to know, but I also don't care enough.
No,
find it.
100%.
Okay, overall, Avatar: The Last Airbender. I think it's rubbish. It's really, really bad.
It is bad.
And I said you can reflect that in my note taking because usually I'm pretty good. I can keep up with what's going on. I'm not the best. You're much better at note taking, but I can usually keep up with plot and write down what's going on. With this, I miss out so much. I was so bored. I was so bored. And I was like, why am I writing about this if it's just so boring? Yeah. But then I was like, oh no, this is the film. I just found it incredibly boring. The acting's terrible. There's no score to note. The effects are fine. But other than that, this is probably the most boring film we've covered so far, I think.
Yeah.
Boring
I can
wise.
agree with that.
And I never want to watch it again. In fact, I really want to just throw that out the window and never watch it again. Do you know what I mean? Sure. It's in my collection for the rest of my life. But overall, 2.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I can't argue with anything really. Just to give the effects and score, I'll go for a 2.5. I put about as much effort into this as the film.
This is two men who don't know anything about Avatar and don't know anything about reviewing films.
I feel like a really confused old man, I'll be honest. This is how this film's made me feel.
You've been hit for 100 minutes honestly, of this film.
Yeah, I feel like my child has kind of... I don't have a child. But if I had a child, my child has gone, Daddy, watch this film. And I have just looked at this going... what is this shit you...
I'd love to see the audience who went to watch this in 2010, because it's going to be half fans of the show and half people taking their kids to a kids film.
Yeah.
And I
can guarantee the parents went away from it going, that was shit.
Garbage.
I hate you. I will never take you to another film in your life.
Because it just makes me laugh, because we had Avatar the Blue People a year before this.
Oh my god,
A year before this. And I know
how many people do you reckon turned up to this?
100%.
Wait, obviously I know it's a different title.
Thinking it's the sequel.
Yeah, people have gone like, it's Avatar. Oh, can't wait. Oh,
I totally agree.
Can you imagine?
But yeah, did you give it a score? 2.5. Yes. It's just garbage. Yeah, it is rubbish. It really is rubbish. So that was our disaster debate on The Last Airbender. Garbage, rubbish, never want to watch it again. Horrendous.
Yeah.
I just never want to watch it again. I can't wait for the next one we cover, because this was awful. Yeah, where can everyone find us online?
So we are at The Feature Fellas. We are on YouTube, obviously. Yep. We are on Facebook. Mm-hmm. We are on Instagram.
Yes, we are.
We are on X.
Yes.
We are on TikTok.
Yes.
You can like the video.
Did you say Spotify?
Oh, we're on Spotify. Yes. I always forget.
If you prefer to listen to it, I don't know why you would.
Instead.
Yes.
YouTube TV on.
Oh.
But yeah, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Daniel, what should they say?
I need everyone, whoever watches this and watches the cartoon of The Last Airbender, just convince us to watch it, because after this...
Convince him, I don't care.
Okay, yeah, no, he doesn't care. Convince me to watch it then, because a lot of people keep telling me to, and I kind of have an interest, but not really after watching this. So tell me why it's so good, because I actually really want to know. So please do that. And that's it. Thank you very much.
You stay classy, motherfucker.